Babe, wake up. New Penguinz drama dropped that is low-key not drama whatsoever. Yeah, so if you're unaware, recently Sneeko and Penguinz0 or Moist Critical, they had a debate, or quote debate, where they were talking about a few different things. The main two things was Sneeko was trying to talk about how, 15-year-olds or whatever, 15 to 12-year-olds should marry full-grown adults, and then Penguinz was saying how, if a kid's parents allows them, and everyone's consenting, they can convert and go trans or something like that. That's basically it. And Sneeko has mastered the ability of quote debating. He basically just puts anyone into his trap and use it against them, which is what he did here, where he was talking to Penguinz, and Penguinz said if everyone's consenting it should be okay, and then Sneeko started laughing, used against him, was like, well, if everyone's consenting it should be okay for a 12-year-old to marry a 30-year-old or whatever. I don't know if those were the ages, but basically it. And he kind of roped him in and then just kept harassing him about that, and that's when Sneeko kind of, I guess, quote, won. He didn't really win. He basically just trapped him, and then you kept using his own logic against him and kept, pushing that and doing that. And then after all this, Penguinz then kind of cleared up the air with this clip here, putting, after the debate or whatever, putting it all into context in his brain and kind of explaining why he said what he said.
And now I give a perspective on something that immediately gets misconstrued, and I do recognize a lot of it's my fault. I assumed that Sneeko was talking in hyperbole about a 9-year-old getting their cut off, because I didn't have the assumption that anyone thought that is how transitioning works. Under no circumstances, any legality behind a kid saying, I want to change genders, and then immediately going in and getting their cut off. That doesn't happen. I thought he was just talking in hyperbole. Years-long process. And you can't even get that fucking surgery legally until you are 18. And I guess I should have assumed that he was being literal. And that's on me. But yeah, there's no winning on anything. Sneeko gets away with saying 12 to 15-year-olds can marry adults. I don't think his chat looks anything like the YouTube chat here. He literally, multiple times, reaffirms that he believes 12 to 15-year-olds can legally, morally, and should marry adults. And there is no problems for him. But I said that I think it's okay for a child to transition, to learn about it. It's a process. You don't just go in and immediately get your cut off. That's not how it works.
People were saying he's walking back his comments, he's talking back, oh my gosh, Sneeko did this to him, especially because not long after this as well, he said he was going away from this podcast with his friend Matt, and that everyone's taking this Sneeko won, Sneeko put him into the ground, he's quitting YouTube, he's doing all this, oh my gosh, which was if people logically thought about it, was just not true. If they seen anything from Penguinz, he's said before he'll do this till the day he dies. He said he loves it so much. So for someone like Sneeko to quote put him into the ground was not logical whatsoever. And Penguinz came out and made videos talking about the Moist Critical situation, where he goes over kind of all this again and talks about how he didn't really know it was even recording or was going to debate. He wanted to just talk, and kind of talks about all the stuff again. Now, when it comes to this situation, it's kind of just in simple terms, retarded. Sneeko always plays devil's advocate, always goes for the most weird position to defend and weirdest hill to die on. Yeah, a 12-year-old should marry a 30-year-old, that's completely fine. If they've gone through puberty, then it's completely normal. No, it's not normal. This is the same guy going against Chris Tyson when, by his logic, Chris Tyson did nothing talking to 12-year-olds and stuff. You know what I'm saying? His logic is very flawed and very weird, and it's something that Penguinz, I guess, quote, didn't take advantage of in the debate or whatever. But again, Penguinz is probably trying to have a little bit more of a talk, even though that his thoughts, I guess, weren't as normal as Sneeko's either, or neither of them were normal. I think when it comes down to it, both parties were in somewhat of the wrong, or somewhat of weird waters, I guess. You can't just let a kid transition or learn about this, if they're 12 or something, you know what I'm saying? Penguinz did say it is a process and is learning or whatever, but you can't confuse, like when you tell kids stuff, it confuses them, it gets into their head, and they don't know what they're doing. So I think once you're an adult or get close to the age of an adult, it's when you can talk about it or do whatever. But yeah, again, same with Sneeko, like it's just weird, like 12-year-olds shouldn't be marrying 30-year-olds. Both of them are in the wrong. I think that there should be middle ground for both, and a blanket age that both kind of lie into. And I think that this was all around just kind of a joke of everyone. Like, everyone kind of just pointed laughing at them, and it's okay to take your L's, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was an L on, kind of an L on both. Like, I mean, at least Penguinz is kind of backing it up and giving somewhat of reasonable thoughts behind it. Sneeko's just like, 12-year-olds, they're ready to be breedable. Like, no, at least, you know, give a little bit more something to it. Sneeko had no substance to it whatsoever. But anyways, this is kind of just a joke thing that happened, and it was kind of really weird, but you know, it is what it is. That's what the internet is, my friend. But yeah, anyways, hope you have a great day. This is me, Megatron, covering this situation, and yeah, I'm out.
Thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day. Thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, and thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day. I hop on a beat.